This is the Cougar Football Recap. Brought to you by Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
All right, we're in the film room. Let's start it off on defense. Guys, we've got this great access here to the 22 film. You can use the Cowboy to go back and forth, show the laser up there on the screen. We got to give some love to start this off to the defense. Hercules Mata'afa was an animal. 2.5 TFLs, 1.5 sacks. Guy was a beast.
Yeah, he really was, and it wasn't just him. It was the entire defensive line, the entire defense. And whenever you put a goose egg up on the board, your entire defense played pretty well. But we're going to start off on a third and long, and this kind of seemed to be the theory or the MO of the night for the Bobcats because of the fact of what our defense was doing to them with those tackles for loss and those sacks. So 3rd and 14, and one thing I want to show to you guys is they have a nice play action play right here, okay? So they're going to go and show play action with the running back in the backfield, suck the linebackers up, get these guys involved. And initially it looks like, okay, a bunch of guys are coming up to rush the quarterback, but in reality, it's only 3. So these guys recognize now it's a pass. They'll start going back into their zones. So now it's only a 3-man rush. Well, Hercules is on the outside here. So Hercules is on the outside. He's going to keep it contained. So is Daniel Equali on the inside. And so is Nnamdi Aguayo right here, keeping in their lane, right? Now all of a sudden Hercules recognizes, and he's taking it on his contain on his high shoulder to quarterback, and that's what you're taught to do. He recognizes now that he goes and the quarterback is stepping up. So what does he do? He spin moves and comes right back inside and gives the WWE suplex intercontinental weight champion. Great play, sack on a quarterback. He had 1.5 sacks, like you mentioned. Here's one of them on a day. So looking at it from this angle here. So Hercules is going to be on the end, Daniel, and then you have Nnamdi right here. So you're going to see all 3 of these guys rush the quarterback. And as you can see, they have really no chance up front. He gets through a double team. He gets through a double team, and now he swings back around, sees that, and meets the quarterback. Nnamdi's there. Daniel's there. You got a party at the quarterback, and that seemed to be the theme of the day with this Cougar defensive line, as the Bobcat offensive line had no idea what they were doing. And he's telling me, feed me, feed me.
From the get-go, Jeff Phelps' crew was penetrating, getting in the backfield, and really blowing them up. Okay, so we flip it here to the offensive side. Luke perfect in the first half. The Bobcat scheme was kind of giving him the underneath stuff in the middle, right, Guess?
Yes, they really were. They were very, very soft the entire day, and we're going to go down to a 3rd down and 6 play here.
And by soft, you mean the coverage was back by the safeties? Was
very back. They knew they could not match up one-on-one with their guys on the outside. So their offense, very minimal as well, too. They wanted to shorten the game. And the way they can shorten the game is make the clock run. So don't give up any big plays. And then them taking care of the offense themselves. So we're handing the ball off, running the ball, shortening that game. Well, you have to at some time blitz or play man. And so their concept was when the Cougs get down into the red zone, or even more specifically inside the 10-yard line, they were going to go and bring some blitzes in man and say if we can get one play and possibly get a field goal attempt, then we've been successful.
So at this point here in the first half, Luke's been working the ball down the field with some of the short stuff over the middle, and here we are 6 yards away on this goal line play.
Yes, and so right away, the Cougs go in motion, okay? And what this motion does is it's gonna be a predicator. Is it gonna be man or zone? Because you're gonna watch the defensive players. Now, if they just bump over and this guy shifts back and he shifts over to where they just slide guys over, then it's gonna be a zone. But because he starts running and then he goes and talks to his safety up here, his buddy, they go and trade responsibilities. So now, as he goes across, he runs down. He's going to take him man. He's going to go back to what that safety was back in the middle of the field. Now Luke starts to recognize the pressure on the inside. So he goes, oh, man, I got blitz coming on the inside right here. So I know I have all this room out here one-on-one with one of my main guys, Tavares Martin Jr. And with that corner on the outside there and not taking away any kind of inside leverage, Luke now knows with this motion, that guy rocking back, this blitz coming through, number one, I got to get rid of the ball pretty quickly. Number two, they're not going to stop this. So the outside slant coming here, Luke sets his feet, fires, most accurate passer in the game today, and easy 6.
On the money.
So now we're going to look at it from the end zone view here, and I want to show you some stuff and why it takes all 11 to play football. Okay? So we talk about our running backs a lot. We talk about our O-line, how they're pretty big boys and they can make some things happen. Watch this exchange right here from left tackle or left guard Cody O'Connell, the continent, and then Morrow in the backfield, picking up this blitz. So as they bring the blitz on the inside, he goes initially to take him, but he sees that Cody's taking him, so he slides off, which gives Luke just enough time to set his feet and fire and throw that ball. So all the shifting, all the motioning, and then the big guys up front picking up that blitz, giving Luke a clean pocket to throw to, results in an easy 6.
You hear Jim Mastro in practice working with Clay McGuire's group all the time to do exactly that, right? That's not a touchdown if Morrow doesn't pick up that blitz right there.
It is not. If they go and if they freak out, they're always taught to stay calm, right? Running backs have to always sift everything out. They sift it out and figure out where the offensive line is going. So right now, Jamal's going to go and step to him, but he sees that Cody is now sliding to him. So as soon as he does that, he goes, oh, shoot, I got to come back and pick up that guy. Because otherwise, if he doesn't, he's hitting Luke right in the mouth right before he can get that ball off. And that's probably not a touchdown. That may be a ball popped up in the air for a pick 6 to go in the other way. You never know. So all these little things count, and they drill it day in and day out.
13 receptions, 163 yards, 2 touchdowns, new running back records, new high marks. 13 catches, 163, over 200 total yards. But the receiving numbers for a running back, James Williams, set a record this game.
He really did it, and he's a special player, and I think we're going to see a lot more of this kid as we move forward. But one of the plays here, Cougs up 21-0, second down, 13 to go. Ball's on a 24, so just starting to creep into that red zone area, and it's in the fourth quarter, and you're looking for that signature play we were talking about in the broadcast. You wanted to really put this game away, and this was that play. We saw this play. James Williams scored on it earlier in the game, and he's going to score on it again here, and it's that shovel pass. So people have run draws, screens where you see the running back dump over the top, but for us, because we pass that so much and the way our running back set, the shovel pass seems to be very, very effective. And so right away, the one thing that needs to take place is how to set the defensive end upfield. And that's the responsibility of Mr. Cole Madison here, our right tackle. So this play involves everybody, from the offensive line to the receivers downfield, and we're going to kind of dive into it all. So Cole Madison sets back, invites that end upfield, doesn't need to block him, because now he knows he's going upfield, and James is going to go set on the inside. Luke sees that he's got his guy upfield, pushes that ball to the inside here, and now you have 2 big boys, Cole Madison, Fred Maligoa, going and leading the way for James Williams. Now, James with the ball in open space.
Deadly.
He is very, very deadly. He is very savvy at setting up his blocks and knowing where to go. So you're going to see some key blocks from Cole Madison, from Fred Maligoa, and a couple freshmen up here in Jameer Calvin, and then Renard Bell, and then you have big boy on the outside, Isaiah Johnson-Mack, receiver, playing a factor as well too. So now James gets it up on the inside. Cole goes and throws, makes that linebacker avoid. Fred seals it off on the inside. James sees that crease, keeps it going to the outside. Isaiah Johnson-Mack doing a nice job not blocking in the back here. He could have very easily shoved him in the back and had that play called back. But what does he do? He just gets in the way. He gets in the way and just puts his hands up, holds him there. Get a little LT action in the end zone, booby, making it happen. So it's a very nice design play, very well executed play, and we'll see it even more so here from the end zone copy as we move forward. But they ran this play all night long, and the Bobcats could not stop it. So again, looking at this internally now, Cole Madison over here, our right tackle, setting it up nicely, inviting that guy upfield, and then going to his assignment over here to number 58. Fred Maligoa doing the same thing, pass setting, and now coming over here, sealing that off, making a nice lane for James Williams to go through. Luke showing that pass really quickly, pushing that ball off underneath, throwing at that linebacker there from Cole Madison, sealing the inside. Nice block from Bell right there to get that, to spring that outside, and there he goes.
This has been the Cougar Football Recap, brought to you by Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.